Emma leaves her office building and walks through the familiar streets of Brooklyn. The noises of the city slowly fade as the streets become quieter, more deserted. First hint of danger, the strange figure in the shadows, appearing normal at first but unsettling as he steps into her path. The tension builds through small moments, the echo of her footsteps, the cold air, the increasing unease in her gut. Emma's internal thoughts. At first, she tries to convince herself there's no reason to feel scared, but she can't shake the nagging fear. She begins to reflect on how safe she usually feels and how she never thought something like this could happen to her. The robbery itself. The man demands her purse. The description of the gun. Cold steel, dark muzzle. The atmosphere thick with fear. Her actions are slow and methodical, driven by survival instinct. She hands over the purse without a word, the gun still pointed at her chest. The man's escape. He disappears into the night, and Emma is left in stunned silence. Her hands are shaking. She contemplates running after him, but the gun, the reality of the situation, stops her. Immediate emotional aftermath. Emma feels a wave of shame and humiliation, questioning herself for not having done more. The first signs of trauma begin to emerge as she stands frozen on the sidewalk, processing what just happened. Reporting to the police, Emma goes to the precinct the following morning, recounting the events to the officer on duty. The description of the assailant is vague, and she realizes she can't help much. Introduction to Detective Sarah Thompson. Detective Thompson is introduced, a seasoned investigator with a reputation for solving difficult cases. She is sympathetic to Emma's trauma but also blunt. It's a routine robbery. Nothing special. The days following the robbery, Emma tries to return to her normal life, but it's impossible. Her anxiety increases with each passing day. She has trouble sleeping, constantly looking over her shoulder, and feels unsafe in the city she once loved. Emma's support network. Introduce Emma's friends or family who try to comfort her but fail to understand the depth of her trauma. She distances herself from them, feeling alone in her fear. Investigative progress. Days turn into weeks, and the police follow up on several leads that go nowhere. Emma's case is just one of many in the sea of unsolved crimes. The second robbery. 2 weeks after Emma's robbery, another crime is committed in the same area. The details are similar. Another woman is held at gunpoint, but this time, she manages to snap a photo of the assailant. The photo, though blurry, is enough to launch a new investigation. The connection. Detective Thompson reaches out to Emma, showing her the image. Emma is shocked when she recognizes the face. The blurry photo reveals someone she knows, Marcus Green, a former high school classmate. Flashback to their past. A few chapters delve into Emma's memories of Marcus from high school. He was a quiet, introverted kid who kept to himself, and they didn't interact much. But there's a moment when Emma remembers him sitting alone in the lunchroom, a troubled look in his eyes. It wasn't much, but it was a glimpse of the man he might become. The shock of recognition. Emma grapples with the realization that someone she once knew, someone who was once just a quiet teenager, could turn into the man who robbed her at gunpoint. The emotional weight of this revelation hits her hard. Police investigation into Marcus. Detective Thompson digs into Marcus's criminal record, and the team discovers he has a history of petty crimes but no violent charges. The twist comes when they learn about Marcus's troubled past, growing up in a broken home, struggling with addiction, and facing overwhelming financial problems. The emotional impact on Emma. Emma begins to feel a mix of emotions, fear, anger, and an unexpected sympathy. How did Marcus go from being a quiet teenager to a desperate criminal? The arrest. The police track Marcus down to a dingy apartment in Queens. Emma watches from a distance as Marcus is apprehended, handcuffed, and led out by officers. This is the moment she's been waiting for, but instead of relief, she feels hollow. Marcus's demeanor, as he is escorted to the police car, he briefly looks up and makes eye contact with Emma. His expression is unreadable and he doesn't speak. The unexpected twist. At the police station, Marcus says something strange. In a quiet, almost defeated tone, he whispers, "I didn't want to hurt you, Emma. I didn't want to be this person. But I've lost control." This admission of guilt, this sorrow, catches Emma off guard. She expected anger, defiance, but instead, she sees a broken man who's lost everything. The emotional toll on Emma, she's torn between justice and sympathy. Should she hate him for what he did to her, or should she pity him for what he has become? Emma battles with these emotions, unsure of how to process the complexity of the situation. The courtroom drama. The trial begins. Marcus is charged with armed robbery and assault. Emma testifies, but the emotional weight of reliving the experience is overwhelming. She tries to hold back tears, but the memories flood her mind. Marcus's defense. His lawyer argues that Marcus was pushed to commit the crime due to a combination of personal loss, addiction, and financial ruin. They paint a picture of a man who was desperate but not inherently violent. The sentencing. The jury deliberates and Marcus is sentenced to 15 years in prison. The sentence is a bittersweet victory for Emma. It's justice, but it's not the closure she was hoping for. Emma's reflection. Emma struggles with her feelings of anger, sadness, and empathy. She realizes that while Marcus may have stolen from her, he has also stolen a part of her ability to trust the world around her. Emma's healing journey. The story closes with Emma beginning the long road to recovery. She returns to her life, but it's different. She's changed. It's a slow process, but she starts to feel safe again. A moment of hope. Emma finds strength in her friends and family. She starts seeing a therapist to help with her trauma, and through time, she learns to let go of the anger and resentment. Final reflection. Emma goes back to her office one night, walking down the same street where the robbery occurred. She pauses, looking around. The city is still noisy, still bustling. But now, it feels different. Emma is no longer just a victim. She is someone who's reclaimed control of her life.